Hey Stampers, it's Debbie with Stamp It with Debbie, and today I have a technique to show you regarding our ink pads. Now, these are Stampin' Up! Ink pads that I'm showing you here because that's the kind of ink pads that I use. So I just want to show you a couple things about refilling and cleaning and using care of your ink pads. So the first thing that I'll show you is about re-inking. So I open mine up whenever I know that it needs to be re-inked, and I always double check that I have the right color re-inker because that has happened before and we don't want to put the wrong color re-inker on our ink pad. And I start out with just a few drops. It's easier to put too few than get too many and have way too much ink on there. And then I just take, I have an old bone folder, but you could also use the back of a plastic spoon. And you're just going to, kind of scrape back and forth until all the ink has absorbed into your stamp pad. Now, a piece of advice, we tend to stamp just in the middle of our ink pad, and it's probably good if we can go to the corners and in the side once in a while to also use up the ink over there. So that's how you would re-ink. Now, while we're talking about this ink pad here, did you know that on the back of each Stampin' Up! Ink pad, there are color strips? One of them is going to go here so that you can know exactly what color you're dealing with when you have it in storage or however you store it. They should always be stored flat this way. And then you're also going to have a strip here so that if you have a whole bunch out at once, you know exactly which color you're using, and you don't get this confused with, say, Daffodil Delight or another color. So then the next thing is, and I'm going to show you on this one, so I've already put the color strip here, and I know that these are in different languages, but now I'm going to take one of those strips and put it right here on the lid of my re-inker. Now, you may not be able to read the words, but when you have a lot of re-inkers together, it will help you to be able to see exactly what color you're dealing with. So I'm going to set those aside, and the next thing that I'm going to show you is something I'm sure has happened to all of us before. And just for drama, I'm going to get my Memento Black ink pad, and say you're stamping along and using your favorite color, and for me that's Coastal Cabana, and then I have another stamp somewhere else, or I get distracted and now I stamp in black and I'm like, shoot, that wasn't supposed to be black, it was supposed to be Coastal Cabana. So now I put it over here in my Coastal Cabana, and I want you to see, you can see the words right there. It's happened to all of us. So I'm going to show you a good way to get that out of there. You do want to deal with this as soon as you can, as soon as you notice that it happens. And I'm just taking some paper towel, but you could take an old cloth too, and kind of tap that ink right out of there. Now, you don't want to rub it too much. You want to just kind of tap. You can rub very lightly, but you don't want to ruin the top of the stamp pad. You're just trying to get that black ink out of there, or whatever color ink you have. So you can see I've lifted that black out. It's all on here. But now my stamp pad has a void. Just take your re-inker and put a couple drops in that corner and use your bone folder again, and it'll be good as new. Now, I can't guarantee this will work with Stays On, and it's not going to work with all inks. I can tell you that it works with Stampin' Up! Ink because I've done it a number of times. So that's just a quick and easy way to fix a little oops and a little bit of use and care for your ink pads. I hope you've enjoyed this tip today. If you like this tip, go ahead and click subscribe below and then hit the bell icon so you never miss a notification. Also, come on over to Facebook and follow me at facebook.com/stampitwithdebbie. I hope that you have a great day and come back again for another technique.